The wellness retreat was nestled in a secluded valley where the air smelled of eucalyptus and the sound of trickling water wove through every conversation. Alina strolled through the retreat's Zen garden, her linen dress clinging to her curves in the gentle breeze. Her movements were deliberate, her gaze steady and inviting. She was a vision of tranquility and sensuality, her presence magnetic against the backdrop of pristine nature. Among the attendees, her attention had settled on one man, Daniel, an accountant who seemed out of place in the world of yoga mats and mindfulness workshops. Daniel had been sent by his firm's leadership program to work on emotional intelligence. A practical man by trade, he approached the retreat with skepticism. Yet, when Alina had introduced herself during a group icebreaker, something in her voice, low, melodic, with a hint of mischief, had unsettled him. She had a way of looking at people as though she already knew their secrets, and Daniel found himself both intrigued and unnerved. "You're not from around here, are you?" Alina had asked, her lips curving into a playful smile. Daniel adjusted his glasses nervously. "No, I'm just here for the program. You?" "I'm here because I enjoy watching people try to untangle themselves," she said, her words laced with mystery. "And sometimes I help." Her answer left Daniel speechless, and she let the silence linger just long enough to make him squirm before moving on to another guest. Over the next few days, Daniel couldn't help but notice Alina. She drifted between workshops with an air of casual dominance, never participating fully, but always commanding attention. Her laughter, rich and inviting, would ripple through the dining hall, and her gaze had an almost predatory intensity. When she finally approached him during a meditation session, he felt a mix of dread and exhilaration. "You don't seem very relaxed," she observed, her voice soft but teasing. Daniel opened his eyes, startled. Yeah, not really my thing, I guess." "Then why are you here?" she asked, settling onto the mat beside him with feline grace. "Work sent me," he admitted, glancing at her. "Apparently, I'm too rigid, need to loosen up." Alina's lips twitched with amusement. "Too rigid? That's a shame. There's beauty in flexibility, in allowing yourself to bend without breaking. Would you like me to show you?" Her question lingered in the air, charged with unspoken meaning. Daniel's pulse quickened, but he nodded. That evening, Alina invited Daniel to join her for a private yoga session under the stars. She wore a sleek black ensemble that hugged her body, the moonlight casting a silver sheen over her skin. Daniel arrived in his standard gym attire, looking awkward and out of place. "You don't need to impress me," Alina said, smirking as she adjusted his posture. Her hands lingered on his shoulders, firm yet tantalizing. "Just follow my lead." As the session progressed, Alina's instructions became more provocative, her tone dipping into something sultry. "Feel the stretch, Daniel. Let it flow through you. Don't hold back." By the end, Daniel was breathless, both from exertion and the proximity of her body. When she leaned in close to adjust his final pose, her breath brushed his ear. "You're more flexible than you think. All you needed was the right teacher." The next morning, Daniel found a note slipped under his door. "Meet me by the mineral baths tonight." When he arrived, Alina was already there, reclining in the steaming water, her hair damp and her skin glowing. She gestured for him to join her, and though he hesitated, the pull of her gaze was irresistible. The warm water eased his tension, but her presence kept him on edge. "Tell me, Daniel," she began, her voice a seductive whisper. "What's the one thing you've never told anyone?" Daniel froze. "That's a bit personal. Isn't that why you're here?" she countered, tilting her head. "To break free from what's holding you back? I promise, whatever it is, I won't judge. I'll only help." Her words were disarming, and Daniel found himself confessing, "I manipulated numbers once for a client. They got rich, but their employees paid the price. It's haunted me ever since." Alina didn't react immediately. She let his words hang in the steam-filled air before finally speaking. "Guilt is a heavy chain, Daniel. But if you're brave enough, I can help you break it." Over the next few days, Alina led Daniel through a series of exercises designed to unearth his shame and transform it into something actionable. She had him write a letter of apology to those affected by his actions and encouraged him to establish a fund for their benefit. Each step was both cathartic and punishing, and Alina was always there, pushing him further. "This isn't just about them," she said one evening as they sat by a fire pit. "It's about you proving to yourself that you can be better, stronger, freer." Daniel nodded, the weight in his chest beginning to lift. "Thank you. I don't think I could have done this without you." Alina's lips curved into a smile, but her eyes remained inscrutable. "You're welcome, but don't thank me yet. There's one more thing." The next day, Alina handed Daniel a folder as they sat overlooking the retreat's serene lake. Inside were details of a local community initiative struggling for funding, a program designed to support workers displaced by unethical corporate practices. "This is where you start," she said, her tone firm but inviting. "A significant contribution, Daniel. Enough to show you mean it." Daniel opened the folder, scanning the documents. "How much are we talking about?" "You tell me," Alina replied, leaning back with an air of quiet authority. "But let me be clear, it needs to hurt. True change only happens when you're willing to sacrifice." Later that evening, Daniel approached her, receipt in hand. He had donated $35,000, a sum that would require him to tighten his own budget, but would make a tangible difference for the program. Alina glanced at the paper, her lips curving into a satisfied smile. "You're learning," she said, taking the receipt and tucking it away. "Perhaps there's hope for you after all." For the retreat's closing ceremony, Alina arranged for Daniel to give a speech about his transformation. Standing before the crowd, he confessed his past mistakes and pledged to make amends. His voice trembled, but Alina's presence at the back of the room steadied him. Afterward, as the guests applauded, Alina approached him, her expression softer than he'd ever seen. "You did well," she said, placing a hand on his chest. "But remember, redemption isn't a destination, it's a journey, and I'll be watching to make sure you stay on the path." Daniel nodded, his respect and desire for her now inseparable. Alina, ever the Siren, had not only ensnared him, but transformed him, leaving him forever tethered to the memory of her voice, her touch, and the impossible promise of her approval.